All right, today our essential question is, how can I use properties of end behavior to analyze graphs and identify maxima, minima of polynomial functions? Whoo, that is a lot, Miss Young, but we will talk about it.
As you can see, you're going to do a lot in this section.
Yeah.
So, polynomial functions are classified by their degree. We've already talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Each graph, based on the degree, has a distinctive shape and characteristic. So right here in this table, we have graphs of a degree of 1, which is linear.
So like just an x.
Degree
This
of
would have
2,
x squared,
which is quadratic.
x
Cubic,
cubed,
x to the
x to the
4th,
fourth,
and x to the 5th.
x to the fifth. Got it.
Notice, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's always one less the humps. So say we have a quartic function that's to the 4th. That means we're going to have 1 hump, 2 humps, 3 humps.
And another thing you look at is the degree is a 4 on x to the 4th. That means the graph's going to cross the x-axis four different times. It'll be 4 runs.
1, 2,
3,
and
4.
4.
You already know all that.
Perfect.
So now we're going to talk about end behavior. So let's think about reading a book. When you read a book from left to right.
Correct.
So our end behavior, we're going to start always looking at our rightmost side. And basically what you're trying to do right now is we're essentially graphing the polynomials, but we're graphing them in a simplified form. There we go, Ms. Boyd. Thank you.
You're welcome.
She's highlighting what we mean by end behavior. And so 2 things that we consider when we're figuring out end behavior is, number 1, when you're given a polynomial, is the leading coefficient positive or negative?
Okay, so if it was positive,
Right?
like I'd have a 4x for this one,
Right.
squared
Right.
plus something, or maybe, who knows.
Right.
But it would have a positive leading
Yep.
coefficient.
Exactly.
And this one's squared because it has 2.
Yep.
Good.
And so, the only thing is actually,
Oh, but that's an odd degree.
yeah, that's not a square. I
Sorry.
think that would be,
There are 2 humps,
yeah,
that
that'd
should
be a
have been to the
cube.
3rd.
Yeah.
My bad. I
Mhm.
was looking at it.
That's all
quick.
right. That's all right. That's
Okay.
all right. We'll forgive
There
you.
we go.
But the
Thanks.
point of the matter is, notice the part of the graph that Miss Boyd highlighted. The arrow goes up and to the right. That is because the leading coefficient is positive.
Got it.
All right? On both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, let's look at the leading
Sorry, can I
coefficient.
just-
Oh, yeah.
So this one would be like the 4x squared.
There we go.
There we go.
Yes. And we're making up these numbers if you wonder.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
nothing special.
Just examples.
Yes. Now, if the leading coefficient is negative, like below, notice what's happening. The arrows are going down and to the right on both of them.
So our leading coefficient is
Is
now
negative.
negative.
So the arrows are going down and to the right.
Down.
See?
This one's negative, so it's going
Down. So basically what we're trying to tell you is you always figure out your rightmost side first
yes.
based on your leading coefficient. Now to figure out what your leftmost side's doing, you look at the degree. An odd degree, I think of O odd, that means opposite. The arrows are going in opposite directions. One is up, one is down. Perfect. In the column that says odd, that's exactly what's happening. One is up and one is down.
Got it.
In the even column, they go the same direction. If the right one is up, that means the left one is also up. And below, the right one was down, so the left one is down.
Got it.
So 2 things, the leading coefficient and whether it's an odd or even degree.
Okay.
Okay? Let's go to the next page here. And on the next page, it says, identify the leading coefficient, the degree, and end behavior, and sketch the graph. We
Okay.
are going to make your life so easy because
Mhm.
all we're going to do
We're
when
super
we
nice.
sketch the graph, you're going to show us 2
2
arrows.
arrows.
Right.
Either they're going
So,
up, they're all going down, they're
let's-
going opposite ways.
Let's label. Let's down here with a pen write
Okay.
leading coefficient or leading however you want to write that. So they know what we're finding first. You have to find the leading coefficient. You have to find the degree.
Okay.
So the leading coefficient is going to be -1.
Yes.
The degree is going to be 4, which is an even
Even
number.
number.
So we can write 4, and next to that we can write even though
So
you
that
all know
means
that.
our arrows are gonna go the
The
same
same.
way.
So let's write same direction.
Arrows, same direction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. So now we're going to, the end behavior and sketching the graph are kind of the same thing.
Mhm.
So we know we always figure out our rightmost arrow first.
Okay.
Okay? And so basically, when I graph that, I don't even really write an X and Y axis.
All right.
I
Oh,
just,
that's
remember
right.
that?
just
We're
doing the
making this
arrows.
really easy.
I'm making it
So let's
super easy for
erase
you.
that.
Sorry, I
Okay, that's
forgot.
okay. So we know because the leading coefficient is negative, we know it's going to go down
Down.
into the right. So it's down and to the right. There's our first arrow. That's how easy we're making it for you.
Yeah.
And because it's even, that means the arrows will go in the same
So
direction,
then the left one.
down and to the left.
Done.
That is all you need for this problem.
Sweet.
That gives us our end behavior, and that gives us our sketching of our graph.
Yeah.
And all that's saying is, if we want to interpret this, as x is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, our y value to the right is getting
Lower,
smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And as over here, as x is getting smaller and
Smaller.
smaller and smaller, y is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Yes.
Okay.
Should we do example 2?
Sure.
Okay.
It's real quick.
Yeah, leading coefficient. It's going to be a 2.
Mhm. There we go.
The degree is
5.
correct.
That's
Which is odd.
So we're gonna have opposite direction arrows.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
the
so now,
2
yeah, is
is
positive.
positive because
So you
it's
know you
greater
have to
than
go
it.
up and to the right.
Okay.
And
This one is opposite.
so you know you're going to go down and to the left. And that's all you have to show. So now as
That is
x
so
is getting
easy.
bigger and bigger and bigger over here, y is getting bigger.
and bigger.
As x is getting smaller, y is getting smaller. And I know Miss Boyd kind of has a curved line. There's no
Sorry.
particular purpose for her
No,
curved line.
sorry.
It's just a straight line is perfect. There we go.
My bad.
Good. Okay. Let's go on. Let's see. Next page there. Aha. Here we go. Now, we gave you a polynomial.
Mhm.
We had you find the leading coefficient and the degree.
Okay.
What if now we give you a graph and we say,
Oh, so we're going backwards.
identify whether the function graph has an odd or an even degree
Okay.
and a positive or negative leading coefficient. So number 1, the coefficient, we always do that first, remember? So if the coefficient is, well, first of all, let's look at the graph.
Yeah.
On the right side. Let's highlight that maybe.
Yeah. It's going
It's
down.
going down and to the right. So you
So if
know
it's
the leading
down, it's gonna
coefficient
be
is going to be negative. So you know it's going to be a negative, so put that there.
Mhm.
And the degree is based on
How the arrows are.
Right.
And right now they're
Opposite,
opposite, which means
odd. And that's all we write. Remember?
Oh my goodness.
You just
we're
have to
making
write
this so easy for
odd.
them.
That's it. It's so the two things they need is it odd or even, and is it positive or negative?
Nice. Should we do one more?
Let's do one more.
All right. So again, always look at your coefficient. So we look at the end arrow first.
Right.
It's up, so
Mhm.
it's positive.
Right.
So we have positive.
Correct.
And then we look, are they
They're-
both the same or
they're
opposites?
the
They're
same.
the same.
So that's
it's
even. Should we
Oh my
finish the
goodness.
last two in
Yeah,
class?
let's do it in class. Just
So we'll
for a little
save,
quick
we'll
review.
save those two
Yeah.
as a little review. Okay, next is a turning point. A turning point is where a graph changes from increasing to decreasing or from decreasing to increasing.
So where it curves.
Right. The turning point corresponds to a local maximum or minimum. So
Okay.
if we look at up here at these graphs,
Mhm.
right here, we can show them where a turning point is.
So here.
It goes down.
Right here would
and
be a turning point.
and it goes up, a
Here
turning
it
point.
turns.
Here it turns.
Here
There it turns. Exactly. That's what we mean by turning point. So on the next page, a polynomial function of degree n has n roots. You know this. That means it has n x-intercepts and it has n minus 1 turning points.
Right,
So let's-
which I kind of talked about earlier. but
Right,
yeah.
you kind of did.
Yeah.
So if we go back, I'm just going to go back a minute to the beginning, okay? So let's look at the x to the 4th, like
Yeah.
we started with, right? We said it's going to have a degree of 4. It's going to have 4 roots. How many turning points? Let's count the turning points.
Should have 3 because
Right.
we want one less.
So
if
we
go
have
here, here's
1,
1, Here
Here's
it
2,
turns,
and
here
here's
it
3.
turns.
That's what we mean by n minus 1 turning points.
Got it.
Okay, let's go back to here, and there we go. A graphing calculator can be used to graph and estimate the maximum and minimum values. So whenever it says steps to using graphing calculators, we obviously
do it in
cannot do
class.
this in a video,
No.
so we will have to do that in class.
Okay.
And notice example 4,
So it's graph on a
calculator.
calculator. We're gonna save it
And
for
notice
class.
example 5, calculator.
Save it for class.
So I'm wondering,
Nice.
should we go back and finish those
Nah,
or
this
just
is
be
10
done?
minutes. Let's be done.
Okay, so let's go through this. Identify the leading coefficient, degree, and end behavior.
Oh, you
So
can do that.
it's multiple choice. Leading coefficient first, then the degree, and then tell us. Is it going up and to the right and up and to the left? Just
Yeah,
that's
just
the
one of those
directions.
answers.
Identify whether the function graphed has an odd or even degree and a positive or negative leading coefficient.
That's
That's
easy.
it. Pretty darn easy.
All right.
So
see you
as
guys
of,
tomorrow.
we will see you then.